Hello students, welcome to ROSE project. This ROSE project is conducted by Rayat Shikshan Sanstha, Sadguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karad. Myself, DS Patil. My subject is physics. Today, this is our third lecture of electromagnetic induction. In this lecture, we have to study generator, back EMF and back torque, induction and energy transfer, and 4th point of this lecture is ED current. Now, first of all, we have to discuss about the generators. Now, a generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Now, basic construction of generator is same as that of the motor. Here it is armature winding. Armature winding is placed in a strong horseshoe shaped magnet, and this armature winding will be turned with the external agencies. Now this armature winding is connected to the metal slip rings. Now these metal slip rings are attached to with the help of brushes to the external load. Now when the mechanical work rotate this coil with an angular speed omega in a magnetic field B, the effective area of the coil goes on changing. That is, the mechanical works rotates the coil with an angular speed omega in a magnetic field B, the effective area of the coil goes on changing. Due to the effective area of the coil goes on changing, magnetic flux linked with this loop also goes on changing, and due to this change in magnetic flux, the EMF will be induced. In other ways, we can say that if the segments of this armature are in motion, or when we rotate with the help of this mechanical work, then these segments will be cuts the magnetic line of force, and due to these cuts of the magnetic line of force, EMF will be induced in that coil. Now here it is, we can consider the flux will be changed due to the change in effective area. Now you know that phi is equal to B bar dot A bar, and if you write the in a magnitude form, we can write here expansion form. Phi is equal to BA cos theta. Here theta is the theta varies with the angular. Theta is the angle between B bar and A bar, and this theta varies with respect to the angular velocity and time. That is, theta is equal to omega t. Therefore, we can write here phi is equal to BA cos theta, and that is equal to BA cos omega t. Now, if we differentiating this with respect to time, then we get the induced EMF. That is, induced EMF can be generated, in this case, induced EMF E generated by the rotating coil of N turns is given by Faraday's laws. Now, you know that E is equal to minus N into d phi by dt, where N is the total number of turns of armature winding, and d phi by dt is the change of magnetic flux linked with magnetic flux with respect to time. Now phi is equal to BA cos omega t, we put up here. Now we get the E is equal to minus N into d by dt of BA cos omega t. Now if we differentiating this with respect to time, here it is BA is the constant quantity, total area is constant quantity, and cos omega t is variable quantity. Therefore we can differentiating this one with respect to time, we get the E is equal to NBA omega into sine omega t, because here it is derivative of cos with respect to t, cos omega t is the minus sine omega t into omega. This minus sign and this minus sign will be cancelled out, and therefore we get the E is equal to NBA omega into sine omega t. This is the important formula. E is equal to NBA omega sine omega t. Now, if we write the NBA omega is equal to E0, that is the peak value of the EMF, then we can write here E is equal to E0 sine omega t. Now, from this equation, we conclude that the induced EMF, E is the induced EMF in a generator. This induced EMF is proportional to the speed of rotation. It is directly proportional to the speed of rotation. Now, since the sine omega t varies from +1 to -1, you know that the sine theta is varied from, sine omega t is varied from +1 to -1. Therefore, the E is equal to E varies from plus E0 to minus E0. That is, the polarity of EMF changes with respect to time. That is, the direction of the EMF will be changes with respect to time also. Now, E is equal to, as you know, omega is equal to 2 pi f. Therefore, we can write here E is equal to E0 sine 2 pi f t. 2 pi f t. Here it is. If we replace the omega, if we replace the f by 1 upon t, then also we can write here E is equal to E0 sine of 2 pi t divided by t also. That is the time period of that rotation of that armature winding. Now, since E is equal to E0 sine of 2 pi f t, in India, that is the polarity of the EMF changes with respect to time. That is, the EMF changes its direction with respect to time. And in India, the frequency of alternating current is 50 hertz. That is, it changes 50 times in 1 second its direction. Now, to understand operation of AC generator, concentrate. Now, with the help of this diagram, we can understand the operation of AC generator. To understand this operation of the AC generator, concentrate on the red segment of this armature winding. When this red segment moves towards upward and reaches at this position, the armature winding induces the maximum EMF, and the EMF will be induced current will be flows to the winding, and therefore the bulb will be blown out. Now, the induced current will be as shown in figure. That is, arrow mark shows the induced EMF or induced current flowing to this armature winding. Now, if this segment moves parallel to the magnetic field, at this condition no EMF will be induced at this condition. In other words, if we can say that the angle between area vector of this loop and the direction of the magnetic field is zero now. At this condition, we can say that the no EMF will be induced, because of this motion of this segment is parallel. Segment is parallel to the direction of magnetic field. At this condition, no EMF will be induced. Therefore, here it is, no current is flowing to this circuit. Therefore, this bulb is no blown in here. Now, and at the third condition, if you consider this segment is going downward direction due to this external torque. When this segment is going downward direction, at this condition also maximum EMF will be induced or maximum current will be flowing to this circuit, but in the opposite direction of the first case. Here also bulb will be blown here. That is, in first case, EMF will be induced or current will be flows in a, we can say here it is an anti-clockwise sense, and here it is in the third case it is in a clockwise sense. That is, the direction of the EMF or direction of the current goes on changing here. Now in fourth case also, fourth case, that is the this segment, when this red segment is moving with an angular velocity, at this condition, when this segment reaches and moves parallel, at this condition the motion of this segment is parallel to the direction of the magnetic field, and therefore here also no current will be induced. Now from this again this motion will be repeated again, or the this condition will be repeated again. Now, therefore, if we plot the graph of EMF produced or EMF induced due to the generation of in the generator with respect to time, it is like a sinusoidal. That is the EMF. We can know that EMF induced is equal to NBA omega sine omega t. Now, second point of this lecture is back EMF and back torque. Now, you know that motor, electric motor, the electric motor will be basic construction of electric motor is same as that of the generator also. Now, this electrical motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Now, when we pass the current to this winding of this motor, then in a simple electric motor, current loop, this current, when we pass the current through this loop, a current loop experiences a torque which produces rotational motion. Due to this current flowing through this loop will be experience the force, or experiences the forces, experience the torque which produces rotational motion. Such motion, due to this motion of this loop in a magnetic field, current carrying loop in a magnetic field, this loop experiences torque, or experiences a torque which produces the rotational motion. Such motion, a back EMF, such motion induces a back EMF to oppose that motion. That is the, here in this loop there will be induced EMF will be produced, and that induced EMF we can say that here back EMF, and this back EMF is such that it opposes to this motion, and this induced EMF will tends to reduce the armature current. This induced, due to this induced current which is flowing in opposite to the direction of the current due to this battery or the cell, the induced EMF will tend to reduce the armature current. Now, if this if this back EMF is absent, if the back EMF is absent, motor draws some more current, so it will be burns out. Now, initially, at the starting point of this motor, there is no motion, therefore there is no back EMF will be produced. As the motion is increases, or the speed of the motor is increases, the back EMF will be increased, and due to this back EMF, current of the armature winding goes on decreases. That is, since back EMF EB increases with rotational frequency, starting current is high and operating current is low. At the starting point of this motor, at the initial point of this, that is starting point of this motor, there is no motion. Due to this there is no motion, back EMF will be 0. As the motor startups, the back EMF will be produced, and due to the back EMF, the current of this armature goes on decreasing. If this back EMF is absent, then motor draws the more current more current, and due to this more current, it will be burns out if the back EMF is absent. Now, next point of this our lecture is induction and energy transfer. For this, consider a rectangular loop. Consider a rectangular loop having length of this vertical segment, and when this loop is placed in a uniform magnetic field B, this is placed in a uniform magnetic field B. Now, if this segment, if this segment is moved uniformly towards right with the some external force. Now, when we pull a closed conducting loop, when we pull this closed conducting loop out of the magnetic field, that is, we move this loop towards right with a constant velocity v. Now, when we move this loop towards right, while this loop is moving towards right, the effective area which is inside the magnetic field goes on decreases, that is due to the decrease in x. While the loop is moving, the effective area inside the magnetic field goes on decreasing, that is due to the decrease in x, that is effective areas goes on decreasing. Due to this effective decrease in area, the flux passing through this loop goes on decreasing, and due to this one, EMF will be induced, and induced current will be flows, or current I is induced in the loop in a clockwise sense and flows in a clockwise sense, and the loop segment still within the magnetic field experience forces F1, F2, F3. That is, this segment, this vertical segment experience a force F1 because it is in motion in a magnetic field. Therefore, due to the magnetic field B, the segment is in motion with an velocity v, it experiences a force. Similarly, here also these horizontal segments which are inside the magnetic field, which are inside the magnetic field, experience the forces also. This segment is a rigid segment, therefore total horizontal segment experience the force F2. This total horizontal segment experience the force F3. Now here F2 bar and F3 bar are in opposite direction to each other, therefore they are cancelled out. Remaining force F1 is here. Now this to continue of this to pull this loop towards right or away out of the magnetic field B, this F1, that is force due to the magnetic force, is balanced by this external force F. Now, first of all, we have to calculate the induced EMF. Now, the induced EMF in this loop due to the pulling process or due to the motion of this loop towards right is equal to d phi by dt. Here it is phi, magnetic flux, which changes with respect to change in area or with respect to decrease in this segment x, which is inside the magnetic field, when we pull this loop towards right, this x will goes on decreasing. Due to this decrease in x, there will be decrease in area, that is Lx. Therefore, we can write here E is equal to d phi by dt, that is equal to d by dt of B into Lx. Lx is the area of this loop inside the magnetic field, where L is the length, this one, and x is the horizontal length of which is inside the magnetic field. That is d by dt of B into Lx. If we differentiate in this one, B is the constant quantity here, L is also not varying, x is only varying because when we pull this right towards right, x goes on decreasing. Therefore, x is varying here. Therefore, we can write here dx by dt. That is BL into dx by dt. Dx by dt is nothing but the velocity. Therefore, we can write here E is equal to BLV. That much is the EMF will be induced in this loop. Now, if we consider collective resistance of this loop will be R, then the current, induced current flowing through this loop can be written as I is equal to E divided by R. I is equal to E divided by R, where R is the collective resistance of this loop. Therefore, we can write here induced current I is equal to BLV upon R. Now, the induced current, as you know, for the constant motion of this loop outside the magnet, the net deflecting force, or magnetic force due to the magnetic field, it is equal and opposite to the applied external force. In magnitude, F1 should be equal to, in magnitude, F1 should be, this F1 is towards left, and when we apply when we pull this loop towards right, that is external force, that is F is towards right. These two forces should be equal but in opposite direction. Then and then only this loop will be move with a constant velocity. Therefore, we can write here the net deflecting force F2 and F3 are cancelled out. The net deflecting force F1, that is equal to, can be calculated by the I into L bar cross B bar, and here it is theta is 90 degree, that is the angle between L vector and the B bar, length vector and the B bar vector. We can calculate here F1 is equal to ILB sine theta, and that much it should be equal to the external force F. Therefore, here it is sine 90 degree is equal to 1 here. Therefore, we can write F1 is equal to BLV, or F1 is equal to F, that is equal to BLV. BLI. Deflecting force should be equal to BLI. And then you know that I is equal to here, you know that I is equal to BLV upon R. Therefore, if we put this one in this equation, BLI, if we put the value of I, we get the B square L square V upon R, that is that external force or the force due to the magnetic force. The value of this one is equal to B square L square V upon R. Now, since F1 is equal to F, then we can write here that rate of doing mechanical work on the loop, that is rate of doing mechanical work is nothing but the power, and this power is equal to force into velocity. Here it is force, you know that here force is equal to B square L square V upon R into V divided by R. Therefore, we can get the rate of doing mechanical work on the loop is B square L square V square upon R. Now, the rate at which the heat, that is the when the current is flowing, when the current I is flowing to this loop, the rate at which the heat appears, that is the heat energy appears in the loop, that is due to the resistance of that collective resistance of that loop, current I flowing to that loop. The rate at which the heat energy appears in the loop is given by, you know that P is equal to I square into R. Now, you know that the I is equal to BLV upon R. Therefore, if we put this value of I in this equation, we get the BLV divided by R bracket square into R. Therefore, this must be equal to the B square L square V square upon R. Now, if we compare this rate of doing mechanical work and rate at which heat energy appears. Now, if we compare the right hand side of this equation, we can get the rate of doing mechanical work should be equal to the rate of production of heat. That is, we can say that mechanical energy, we can say that rate of doing mechanical work is nothing but the rate of doing the mechanical energy with induction transfers into the heat energy. That is, therefore we can say that here induction and energy transfer. With the help of induction, this mechanical energy is converted into the heat energy. Now the last point of this lecture is eddy current. And eddy current is also called as Foucault's current. Eddy current is also called as Foucault's current. Now, if we consider a metal plate, placed in a varying magnetic field, and due to this varying magnetic field, the electrons or the charges in the metal block or metal plate goes on experience of forces, and due to these forces they are varying or move in a different circular path with different radii with different speed, and it experiences or it looks like a whirlpool. That is induced circulating current. That is due to the motion of these charges or due to the motion of this electron in a circular path, the current will be produced or current will be induced, and this current is called as a eddy current. This induced circulating current produced in a solid metal due to change in magnetic field or change in magnetic flux in metal are called as a eddy current. That is, when we place this metal block inside the varying magnetic field, if you see our direction of the magnetic field are different, therefore we can say that this is the varying magnetic field. And in this varying magnetic field, if we place this plate, the electrons inside the plates will experience the forces and they will be moved in a circular path with different radii in different velocity, but it behaves like a circular concentric circle and it looks like a whirlpool. Therefore it is called as a eddy current. This is discovered by the scientist Eddy. Therefore it can say that the eddy current, that is induced circulating current. This is the induced circulating current produced in a solid metal plate due to change in magnetic field. It is called as a eddy current. Now some important points here. Eddy current can't produce with a steady metallic plate. That means for the production of eddy current, there must be a change in magnetic field. That is, steady magnetic field cannot be produced the eddy current. Or this eddy current can be reduced. By using the laminated core. That is, we can make the lamination to this metal plate, then magnetic field eddy current will be reduced. Or it can be also reduced with the help of discontinuity in the structure of the plate. That is, we make the slots or holes to that plate, due to which the path of this circulating electric currents, eddy current, will be breaks out, or path of the motion of these circulating electrons within the metal plate will be breaks out, and therefore eddy current will be reduced. Now there are so many applications of eddy current are here. Eddy current produces the heat also. Now application of eddy current. First application of eddy current is in induction furnace. Eddy current produces heat used for the melting iron ore, etc. That is, in induction furnace, heat can be generated, heat can be produced with the help of eddy current, and this heat will be used for the melting iron ore. Now second application of eddy current is in speedometer. In speedometer, eddy current are used to measure the instantaneous speed of the vehicle. That is, we can measure the instantaneous speed of the vehicle with the help of eddy current, which is used in the speedometer. Now third application of eddy current here it is in deadbeat galvanometer. Eddy current are used to stop the damping of the coil in shorter interval. Damping of the coil while in shorter interval. And fourth application of this one is the in train, that is in electric brakes. In electric brakes of a train, eddy current are produced to stop the rotation of the axle of the wheel. That is with the help of eddy current, which opposes or which is used to stop the rotation of the axle of the wheels of the train. Therefore, train will be stopped. Now, this is the end of this our this is the end of our lecture. Now, third lecture is end now. Thank you.